can't remember what you said. I was with my... I don't know the name.
Okay, I'll start again with my introduction, and that's what I'm going to do now. You were invited and you agreed to participate in this morning, which was made for the third year international track medicine students of the Maastricht University. They are studying now problems in balance, posture and movement, and during this period they also visit hospital outpatient clinics of different specialties, and they are now here for the physical medicine and rehabilitation. Yeah, you were invited and agreed to join in this program. This program this morning will consist of two elements. The first one, which is until about 10 o'clock, that we would like to have the opportunity that the students would like to ask you questions about your disease, about how you cope with it, about if you're having any complaints, and what kind of medical problems there still are, and if we are able to do some checks on that and to see some things. That will be the first part until 10 o'clock. So that will be about as a very extensive consultation when you consult the doctor for a medical problem. The second part of the program will be in the movement laboratory, where we will have the possibility to check some things on, especially on walking, and on how you can do some measurements on walking, where either you, but also perhaps one of the students, maybe a person who does the walking, and that we can measure the pressure, the ground, and the signals of the muscles which are active during gait, doing walking, by having little electrodes on the skin. So that will be the program for today.
It was for me difficult to remember this whole conversation. I got less short memory.
Yes, you can say memory.
A lot of people don't have understanding and don't know what it is to have a handicap. You gotta think, if you are weight half of 50 kilos, and on your left side you get another weight of 50 kilos, and you carry on that the whole day, you are in the evening very tired, and you know, I got no feeling the pain, look, and the arm is a weight of about 9 kilos. When I let it loose, it falls down. My arm, you can feel it after that. I put out the jacket then.
Ger, may I interrupt you? I know a lot of things with you, but I don't think the students know a lot of things. And you told already two things. You were talking about your memory problems, and you were talking about your arm. But perhaps
we would
it's
like
better.
to know more about you. Like, could you introduce yourself to us? Like, first about your life, social life, and so on. And then you can talk about your stroke problem and so on. Then we are very interested.
Oh, they started?
Yes.
Oh, that's a story. Do you have a week?
No, perhaps it's good to try to give answer on just a question. When did your stroke happen?
Oh, a stroke is a beroerte.
Stroke is een beroerte, ja.
That was in 1993. It is about 20 years ago.
So it's about 20 years ago.
And you had one stroke only or multiple strokes?
I got one stroke, an operation. My head was so open. Een bloedprop ter grootte van een kippen-ei. Ik weet niet of je... Like chicken egg, so big.
A bleeding, an intracerebral bleeding.
And clots they took out.
Clots they took out.
Okay.
You were in coma.
Yes, about 3 weeks. I can't remember.
How old were you then, and how old are you?
I was then 37, and now I'm 56.
Was there a certain reason why you had your stroke, why you had the hemorrhage?
I think about my father is died. He had also aneurysma of hoe noem je dat, een bloedblauw.
Aneurysma, yeah.
And I had it in my head, on the right side, the right hemisphere.
But did you had an aneurysma on one of the blood vessels in the brain?
On one side,
Yes, but did you have an aneurysma? Because an aneurysma is a widening of a blood vessel, or did you? I'm not sure, or I can look it up, but as far as I remember, I don't think you had an aneurysma.
I still don't know. I
You
was
don't
in coma.
You was in coma.
I got a headache, and about 4 minutes, I fell down, and I don't know what was happened. I had no idea. I went on my right side, groping to the telephone, called my father, and he came. And after that, you know the whole story.
Okay, so you remember that you called
Your father.
your father.
Yes.
And was that the last thing you remembered?
Yes.
And what was the first thing you remember after that?
After the coma,
Yes.
I wait in the elevator, and the sister says, "So, now you are coming on a real afdeling."
The real ward.
My right hand they had with a wasgebond.
They had tied your hand. Tight.
Because they're in my nose, I
Your
pull them
tubes.
always out.
Put it always out.
And you're getting them everywhere, scratching. And you can't. It is eviler than pain.
Yes, itchy.
Itching.
Yeah, it was not good.
Do you know, because you said the first thing after the bleeding you remember was being in an elevator and being transported to a ward. But do you, has you been told how many hours or days that was after your intracerebral hemorrhage, after your stroke?
I can't remember.
You can't remember.
I saw no light. I hear nothing. I have no feelings. It was a dark room.
If I may ask, when you woke up, did you thought it was the same day that you passed out?
I can't remember.
Okay.
And what part of your body is affected from the stroke? You said your left hand, also your legs, or?
Also, I got an AVO, ankle foot orthese, you see? Shall I put it out?
Support.
Yes?
Yes.
I see. So yeah, it's good.
And I broke my hip on the left side.
But that was not at the time of the stroke.
No.
Het is een even.
Ik heb nog 2 herseninfarcten gehad.
Okay, but that was he was also asking that. So you had this stroke, this hemorrhage in 1993, and now you told me
No.
in Dutch.
No.
No, he can do it on himself.
Now you can see who I live every day. You can also see on the website.
On the website.
It isn't easy. I can't move my feet. And I'm nervous. Try again.
Relax. Ontspannen.
I'm at home all alone, and I don't want help. Because otherwise I can't live on my own. you see, it is possible. You see the pressure here,
Yeah.
but I feel no pain.
Feel no pain. But do you do anything to help it?
What?
If it gets a bruise, like an injury, like
A moment, I can't concentrate
Okay.
only on one thing. So,
yeah.
that isn't reading in the book.
My question was this bruise in your left leg. If it gets infected or it's like injured, how do you manage it? Begrijp je mij? Nee.
Nee.
Oké.
Hij vraagt, want jij zei dat je daar wel eens een wond had.
Ja.
En toen vroeg je, wat doe je dan als je daar een wond hebt?
Ja, I asked the house doctor, and he said that was okay because there is hair on the leg.
So, you said that was sometimes giving pressure, but were there also wounds?
No.
Because that was the question,
Yeah.
if there were wounds.
There
And
were
you
no
understood that you had wounds from the pressure.
No.
Okay. I'm going to take it back because you just said in Dutch, and I think it's important to have this a bit more all in line, that after your first stroke, the bleeding, you also have had some ischemic strokes. Huh? Een herseninfarct nog gehad.
In een hersenstam. En de tweede weet ik niet.
And where did these occur? When were these other strokes?
I can't remember.
You can't
it's
remember.
long ago.
But is it very long ago? Is it a year ago? Is it 5 years?
The last was about 5 years ago.
That was about 5 years.
Ischemic attack. Huh?
And you also have epileptic sensations.
Comatis epilepsy.
Is it after the 1930, 93 or?
And mostly I get that with emotions.
Okay, emotions.
I got also emotion incontinence. I have a little bit of what I have spoken. You cannot have. You have the intonation of the voice.
You should explain that more clearly, I think, what you mean.
Yeah. What do you mean by emotions?
Yeah, well, you can tell it.
What do you mean by emotion?
My tears.
Okay.
Shall I put it on?
I think perhaps I can help you by explaining
Yeah.
what I think what you mean with emotional incontinence, that you don't have your emotions fully
No
under control. So there can be a situation which is quite a really normal or good situation, and then you might start suddenly with getting tears.
And they are real.
They are real tears,
Yeah.
but they are not accompanied by sorrow. Daar zit er geen verdriet bij.
Jawel.
Er zit er ook verdriet bij. And then there are more tears actually than you were used to have.
En de gevoelsmatigheid.
Yeah, you have other
And,
feelings.
and that can be both with sorrow, but it can also be with joy. Some people have it that they laugh the whole
All
day.
together.
That already when you say good morning, that they are really start laughing, which is of course also not quite always appropriate in the social situation.
Sometimes I call myself I only get hard. And when it is about emotions, I try to cry and I screaming so hard. And then I say, Mia, I call back and put on the phone. And after 5 minutes, I call back and say, everything is all right.
Everything is
Then
over.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's over. A little child got the pee in the pants. But my tears, how do you say about it? Come also in the pants, but down here.
I see the job.
So you were telling that when you have such a period of emotion, it's short, huh? And what you even do if you have it in context, then you say, well, wait, I put down the telephone, I call you back in 5 minutes because then this heavy emotions are gone and then I can talk normally with you, which I think it's very good because
Very wise.
you describe what is
Otherwise I cry and cry and cry again. And it's still more.
if people join you in your tears, then it's not good. Als mensen mee gaan huilen,
What an eye.
wordt het nog erger. Hè? So if people are joining you within tears, but of course then it's necessary that other people know about this because your normal reaction that you will be supporting in emotions. Okay, it's very good that you that you mentioned this. You mentioned your problems with the arm and with the leg, having hemiparesis. You mentioned about your memory. You told a bit about it. You mentioned about how it feels, your arm and your leg, that you don't have.
Scratch me on my hand.
Scratch.
Harder. And
can
the
feel-
woman,
You don't feel?
harder. Harder. You are a woman. You're a coward.
You feel it?
No.
Oh gosh.
You don't have no sensation on the right side?
A little bit.
A little bit.
But it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
It's the same.
So that is a signal from the stroke, the ischemic stroke you had
Yes.
in the brainstem. I think we keep this for a bit later, that perhaps the students can do this in a bit of more formal testing. Is that all right?
Yes.
That we first try to get all the details on the disease, but that we have some things we want to check on the physical examination. So I think we have for checking on the physical examination the situation of the left leg and left arm, but that we also should take into account the testing of the sensibility of the right arm. And what kind of sensibility disturbance might there be in the right arm?
Touch, scratching, screwed, feeling.
No, he didn't tell that he didn't feel. Felt it.
But yeah.
It's very,
It's less.
It's less. It's reduced.
Yes. Are all the feelings reduced in the right side?
The temperature, yeah.
Is alle gevoelskwaliteiten aan de rechterkant minder?
Ik weet niet meer hoe ik vroeger gevoeld heb. I can't remember what my feeling was before my stroke.
And do you feel cold or hot?
It depends. I got my therapist. I say, Harry, my feet is cold. Go to massage give. And he put his hand on my feet and he said, no, Ger, it isn't cold, it's warm. I said, Harry, you don't mean, I feel it, it's cold. And he said, feel with your right hand. And I feel with my right hand, and my brain said my feet is warm.
So you
I
can
got the
feel.
wrong information.
So you can feel with
After
your right
5
side.
minutes, I got the signal.
So you can feel with your right side temperature,
Yes?
warm or cold. So that's important. Can you feel with your right hand pain? Because that was you was asking him, because you said him to touch you, you felt the touching, but you said it didn't hurt you.
No.
So does it mean that you don't feel right side pain? Dus dat je aan de rechterkant geen goed pijngevoel hebt.
I always have enjoy when I go to the dentist.
So
No pain. You have no pain in the dentist.
So now I want to ask the students, what kind of signs and signals do we have to look for later on in the physical examination?
Soft and sharp signal.
Yeah, that if there is a kind of, we have to take into account the different types of sensory function from the small delta nerves and the thicker nerves. So there are different qualities of sensibility. And it might be that he has, due to a brainstem infarction, that he has a dissociated sensory disturbance. So that there is disturbance of pain, but no disturbance of light touch. Bewaren we dadelijk even voor het lichamelijk onderzoek.
I gotta say one thing. I got this proxy. What a child can do, I can. But things what difficult are, politics, economy, or psychology, it's easy for me. But don't ask me to do a thing what a child can. I can. And I turn all around with the riding, with the clock. And I got to sign the clock from upstairs. I turn around the 3 and the 9.
Mm-hmm. Do you understand?
But you can speak. You said politics and economy. You can debate and talk. It's easy for you.
Yeah, I think I know the left side with the hemiparese left. He means that he know, but he doesn't know it. And that I'm glad I realized that I not know what I know. And that's a lot. There are people that are not realizing that they not knowing what they know.
Mm-hmm. Do you understand? Can you tell me back what kind of problem there is here?
With other people?
No, due to the stroke. What is he telling you? What kind of problem is this?
Memory problem. Don't you know what they know?
Area, I think.
Huh?
Realizing.
No. It starts with when he's telling something about his what he calls dyspraxy, that he when he had to draw the clock, that he changed the 3 and the 9, and then he told you about that he knows that there is a left side, but that he actually doesn't know there is a left side, but that he knows that by thinking there's a left side. So what kind of a problem is this?
See here, side?
It's the vision here.
So it's not a problem directly of seeing, but it's a problem of perception.
Because he can see very well, but he
can see very well. He has a problem with the visuospatial relationships, and even with a kind of what
with the writing, it goes right, left, and so on.
Also with writing.
And there might have been a kind of neglect by not having direct realization of the left side of the body. Medbox.
Why do you use these devices?
I wonder.
Nee, het is niet mooi daar.
After that, when I got emotions into how you hear it, the voice. That is my second book.
Second book.
Is there a book in English also?
No, I want to ask you one question. That's good that you don't say. It's for your study. My first book and my second book, I'm sure searching for someone who can translate it from Holland to Arabian.
Oké, volgend jaar als ik Nederlands goed praat,
Ja,
dan ga ik alles vertalen.
Okay. So I was disturbed a bit by the phone. The problem which Ger was mentioning might be a problem of visuospatial relationships, of perception.
Yeah. He can see very well, but he it's like it's opposite side or something. It's not very fixed.
Yeah, it's like when you normally have in unconscious way that you have a certain realization of how your body is situated in space. This is the right side, this is the left side. Due to a stroke, there can be problems that you know where your right side is, but you don't know exactly where your left side is.
So we have one side working and then...
You have one side working and one side not working. And what he was telling looks a bit like, I know rationally that I have a left side, but my unconscious doesn't tell me I have a left side.
Yeah.
So, and that gives him problems in daily life. So he has to think always that there is a left side. And you see this in due time with a right stroke, which is in the parietal area. That in the beginning people will not be aware of left side of the body. But in due time, they will become aware. But it is different from as it was before. Do I say it right?
I know. Ik hoor je vragen in de kunt uitleggen. Ik weet niet wie er een woorden doet.
En wat
Ik
moet
draai
ik...
deur om. Dat wordt duel. Brief
Ja.
voor brief. Tuin wordt tien.
Ja.
Ik weet niet wie dat in het Engels moet
Okay,
zeggen.
he's wants to add to this that he sometimes has the problem that with a word he turns around the word completely.
he's
So
reading.
when he's reading or when he's willing to write, that instead of door,
Also has to do with the side.
door, there's coming road.
Oh, okay.
And this might be also a problem which has to do with spatial
Perception,
relationships, but it might also be a problem which has to do with language skills. Although knowing him that his strokes were not in the left hemisphere and that his speech and his talking is good, so I don't think there will be actually a problem in aphasia. His speech is very good. He even sometimes is too good.
Yeah.
Because what you also see when he is talking on this, and he really goes on talking on that, and then he goes talking on that, if we just let him talk. And what we want to do, what we have to, want to know something on his medical history, so we have to say, no, first we want to know this, and then we want to know that, because you are speaking very, very good, very broad.
Sometimes when I want to someone say all about concluded it, want something to tell, and he said something, I don't know anymore what I said before. I can't remember.
Okay. That's a short memory.
That's a memory. Could you? Well, we have heard a lot of the blockage here have. Are there any more things that have changed for you after your stroke on your health, which we didn't ask, which were important for us to realize how a stroke changes your health? I don't.
Not that I know.
So we had problems in thinking, with memory, probably also with concentration, being concentrated on a subject. We had problems with emotions. We had, you told you had epileptic seizures. We don't know the frequency or the strength of that. You talked about loss of muscle control on the left side. You talked on loss of sensory function, but there might be both on the left side of the body. Probably, or what you tell, also a bit on the right side of the body, because you had also ischemic strokes later on. Do we have all the medical problems, all the signs of which Mr. Ger Willems has, or only have a little bit? Yeah, which
But
ones?
What we told here in 1 hour or 2 hours, it is 20 years.
It's
I can't
20 years, that's
tell that all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
He told, I don't know, he told something, and I didn't put this in my short summary conclusion. What did I not mention?
It's
He told it very short, and then something else happens.
at the beginning.
Really at the beginning. He told us that he had a hip fracture.
Yeah. Oh, it was before,
Ah.
wasn't it?
No, that was not before the stroke, but after the stroke,
sorry.
and he has had a left hip fracture. Linkerheup gebroken gehad.
I gotta be 3 times learn to walk in my life. As a baby, with the left side paralysis, and with the left side paralysis and the broken hip.
Okay.
And that hurts.
That hurts, the broken hip. So you felt that.
I felt.
There was
That
pain.
pain, feeling
Sharp.
under my skin is very deep, and that I'm feeling.
And that's your feeling.
Is it, did you have paralysis? Like, did you change it? Artificial hip. Did you have artificial hip now? Do you have?
En wat schoven u?
He asked you if you, well, when you had the fracture of your hip, if you had an operation.
Yes.
And what kind of operation? What did they do? Did they place a new hip, or did they put metal in it and screw it together?
Metal and screw it.
Metal and screwing it together.
But do you feel now pain?
No, only when I started to do this, that there's pain.
So the pain is when you flex your hip or when you rotate the hip. Als je de heup moet buigen of als je de heup moet draaien.
Draaien.
When he rotates, when he has to rotate the hip. So it's no pain when you walk, no pain when you sit. Have you pain when you sleep? That you wake up during the pain? And, okay, so only pain when he rotates it too much. When was the hip fracture?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. And how did it happen that you had a hip fracture?
Is it because you fell
I'm
down?
sleeping and a lot of pills had all and they went to win a lot of pills.
A lot of pills.
24 a day.
And what
I
happened?
was dizzy and I want to walk to the bathroom and I fell to the left side and yeah, you know, I can do this on the left side.
Oh.
And that is how.
So you fall at night
Yeah.
when having go to the bathroom while you wanted to go to the toilet.
To the toilet.
And you say it was because you have had a lot of medicines.
I mean that I know, but I don't know it.
Uh-huh. Do you still have the same medicines?
No. In 20 years I had several kinds of medicine
Uh-huh.
because the epilepsy.
Yeah. What kind of medicine do you have now? Do you still have your anti-epileptic medicines?
Yes.
That's the Difantoin.
Yeah.
And how much do you take it a day?
4 or 5 milligrams, I don't know.
4 or 5.
Rivotril,
And the Rivotril?
3 milligrams a day.
Yes. And do you still take the haloperidol?
Yes.
And how much do you take of that?
It was 6 milligrams.
Yeah.
And
6.
now I have 2.5.
Now you have 2.5
And
milligrams.
with 6 milligrams, all the day I'm sitting or I lie on the bed and if a film was on the television and it wasn't interesting, I didn't got the feeling to sit upright down and take the
Remote control.
other film. I was too tired or too, I don't know.
And now you are still having the haloperidol on 2.5 milligrams.
Yeah.
What would happen if you didn't took the haloperidol?
I was too busy.
Too busy.
When I have 2 milligrams, I can't all the day is something moves. My head, my hand, I can't still sit or lay anymore.
So you are going to, when you wouldn't
Overactive.
take this haloperidol, you would be too busy, too active, and you have this haloperidol already a long time, I think. Eh?
Yeah,
Since your father died? Before.
I think a half year after that I left this clinic.
Was it also because it was difficult maintaining relations with people, that you got angry easy?
Angry for epilepsy?
Angry for epilepsy? But also angry to other people?
No.
No?
I got a lot of pain, emotionally. My mother died, my brother killed suicide, and now my father died. And I got only one sister, and she got cancer in the left breast.
The medication of haloperidol was necessary because he was without it, you were very, very busy, too busy, and we had to find the right way of having the advantages of the haloperidol without the disadvantages.
Without the disease.
Because she also tells me when I take it 6 milligram, I only sit in my chair and I do nothing. And another problem with the use of the haloperidol with someone in light care is that it might induce epileptic seizures. So that has to be tapered with the diphenterine dosage. So about your medication, you told you have haloperidol, you've got diphenterine, Rivotril. Rivotril is a benzodiazepine-like, which is also used for counteracting seizures. Are these three the only types of medicine you have?
Blood pressure tablet.
Blood pressure tablets.
Muscles. Hoe zeg je? Spierverslappers.
Spierverslappers.
Yeah.
Muscle relaxants. Which do you have? The baclofen?
I don't know.
You don't know. I don't know by hand. It might be baclofen or Lioresal, which is a muscle relaxant. Or Cidalit might also be. Yeah, but I can see it from I can see it all the way from the different pills. I think the what's it called, the roze will be the haloperidol.
Yes. Die witte in het midden is haloperidol.
That's haloperidol.
De roze is Rivotril.
And the roze is the Rivotril. And that will be. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. I must do it with the pharmacist. When did you have your last epileptic seizure? Wanneer had u het laatste epileptische aanval?
I think about a half year, and after the stroke or epilepsy, I'm going back in my mind, and it takes 6-7 months till I am on the same level.
To recover.
To recover, yes.
Okay. I suggest we are going to do now some things on physical examination, because we have about 15 minutes before it's 10 o'clock, and then we have a short break, and then we go over to the movement laboratory. And I think it would be good to do some things on the physical examination on which we can profit on going to the movement laboratory. Yeah?
I want to do one thing. It's about 2 minutes.
Yes?
Ik heb net een film gezien. Hij speelde zich af in Frankrijk. Het ging over een president van een heel groot concern. Die hadden ze ontvoerd. En hij zat in een kleine ruimte. Zeg maar 4 bij 4 meter. Hij was gehandboeid. Had een ketting om de nek. En 2 maanden lang hebben ze hem gevangen gehouden en een vinger afgesneden. Eer dat ze losgeld vroegen. En dat vonden ze lang. En toen dacht ik bij mezelf,
I don't know why he wants you to hear this.
lang is 19 jaar. En nu een vinger afsneden, een half lichaam af. Dat is erg.
On telling about this movie he saw.
Yeah. He just saw a movie.
He's telling you saw a
De
movie.
man die ze gegijzeld hadden,
And he wants you to hear how
moest 30 miljoen betalen. Hij kan zich vrijkopen, maar ik niet.
how he gets
Maar
emotional.
had ik 100.000 miljoen, dan kan ik me nog niet van invalide naar valide kopen. Dat gaat niet. Er is geen weg terug. Wat is geld? That's emotional incontinence.
That's what he wanted to hear. So you could translate the story, but it's more about
It's more meaningful, like
being
emotion,
impressed
understand
by
why.
a movie or being
Even the
impressed
voice rhythm.
by what something happens, because later on there's coming something on himself, but he's getting emotionally very impressed by telling
So
this.
he was provoked by like this
Oh.
thing, like
But is there medication control the emotional incontinence or something?
No, well, you can, you could do that, but then you would have a situation where you only will sit in a chair and will do it without doing nothing. Normally you explain it that it happens, and you can't relieve this completely with medication, because then you have to take all things. You have to take them away, and then there will be no emotion left. And that's not what people like.
Last question to you. Can you do all your activities, your daily activities, by yourself, or do you need help by anyone else?
That's a good question.
I need help in shower, in
What
the
shower?
house cleaning, and
House
for the
cleaning.
rest I do everything in my own.
And
You
who's
can
doing-
see on the website.
And
and
we
the
do
house-
that for you?
Alsjeblieft.
We do that for you? Yeah.
Ja.
Okay.
Ik ben de persoonlijke verzorging.
Ah,
I
okay.
shower.
She's a social worker.
No,
No.
she is van home care.
From the home care.
Home care.
Yes, okay.
Alright.
So, shower and cleaning
And I don't do house cleaning.
No? The
I-
other people do
The
that.
personal
Yeah.
verzorging.
Showering.
Get dressed.
No dressing I do in the morning, evening by myself.
Good.
You can it also see on the side.
Sure, I will check it.
The website is quite interesting, because he has some nice things in how he arranges his living, and see how you do something when you are only one-handed, and you can
What
see this
egg peeling.
egg peeling. The movie I like the most is Opening the Wine Bottle. Have you got it still on?
Yeah, but I don't got anymore my partner.
Yes, because that was a movie you made with a partner,
Yeah.
and now you are alone
She
again.
was on the right side and she was
Paralyzed.
married. And together we go open a bottle of wine.
Cool.
You cannot see it.
You understand?
Impressive. Yeah. Some, like one hand, another hand from another person.
That's a movie with them two. One.
Yeah.
Two minds and one hand. each.
Two minds and
Okay.
one right arm, one left arm, and opening together a bottle of wine and drinking a glass of wine. Which is, I think,
don't drink alcohol.
it's one of the best movies on his
But
side.
it is very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
see it. I wanna see it.
Ger, can we do the last minutes?
He's the expert.
Who's the expert? Okay, so take the lead. I don't know. That doesn't matter. You've been taking the lead in the anamnesis,
Okay, yeah. So
but
it
it's what you want yourself.
would be nice if you.
So try. It's actually only 10 minutes we have left, but try to do some what we really want to see in the physical examination.
The
De
gate.
lichamelijk onderzoek.
In the gate.
Start with the gate. Het lopen. Wil je eens eventjes een stukje lopen?
Op eerste jaar ze doen je voelen we waar de arm uit komt hangen. Voor mij maakt het niet uit.
That's also a good idea.
Feels the arm.
But then just stand up and put out. Doe even je jasje uit en dan loop even een stukje, dan kunnen we het allebei zien.
So see, quickly I am.
You can undress yourself.
And this I do it in my own.
So all things on clothing, washing, you do on your own. He invites you to take a look at the sock. Is it a bit pity to put your jacket on the floor?
Here. And feel on the leg. You see?
So when you feel you have a certain ideas on it, so let us
It's much.
know what you think about what you feel.
I think it's more smaller the side, and you can feel the ball. So
You can easily feel the ball.
Yeah, because you never use it for a long time.
Atrophy,
so
muscle
atrophy.
atrophy,
There might be some muscle atrophy because there is a
There's no one who
paresis.
uses it.
But what did you feel at the shoulder?
The ball.
Crocoid.
No, yeah, no no fat tissue or no
fat tissue
yeah, no
or
muscle,
huh?
not a lot of muscle.
Something special?
Is it a big problem for you to take off the skirt?
This is in the...
Nee, dat komt er.
This I designed by myself.
Ah, yes, I see it.
It's
See,
also on the side. Now why should I buy very expensive clothes that I create themselves?
Very nice.
So you see how he manages to do this. He does it with one arm.
That's good.
You can see it
And
on
sometimes
the side.
But you have a
even
very
uses-
right strong arm. Very strong arm.
Yeah, I'm not proud of it.
Maakt niet uit.
It's fine. Good.
Doesn't matter.
You will
Zo.
a beter leren kennen.
So now you can also see
And I got this.
To
because it's
emergency
lamp
call.
or when I'm falling.
that's for doing emergency calls.
Okay, good.
So what can you see now?
Shoulder dislocation.
Is it the shoulder dislocation?
Drop or like so.
That's a
Oh
shoulder.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Never didn't felt. Okay. Yeah, it's clear. It's much clearer now.
It is detached.
Perhaps, Ger, would you like to stand, because then we can see it even more better. We can see it better.
He doesn't feel any pain.
No.
It's keeping dislocated, isn't it?
So you see how quickly I am.
It's the question if it's really dislocated, like what you've been studying with all shoulder problems, like the anterior and the posterior dislocation, because it's not an anterior or the posterior dislocation. So let him show how he's walking.
This is also checking the gait.
The left arm stays completely flaccid during walking, while there is some toe. And he uses.
Again?
Yeah, I think it's all right. I'm describing it now. So some of
it's
you
all right.
describing what happens with the
He's
legs.
also moving the hip up.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's using his spine also to compensate.
Yeah. Drive, yeah.
So shall we first talk about symmetry or not symmetry?
He's not symmetrical.
He's not symmetric. What is the left, right difference?
He's doing the job for the left side. So he's pulling
Yes.
himself.
So there's very certainly an asymmetry that his stand face on the right side is much longer than the stand face on the left side. So that's the most important characteristic
And I think
of the asymmetry.
the thing that he's having in his leg is helping him to stabilize his leg.
Yes.
I
Yes.
always
Artesis.
turn around
The
like
ankle feet
this.
artesis.
Otherwise it don't go.
Yeah. Because
But
It's
otherwise,
very difficult.
What do you say? What is difficult?
Ik kan niet altijd zo.
Yeah, but
when he's turning, he is also taking more support on the right, left, or actually you should say he is not as good as able to take support on the left leg as on the right leg. So that's why the standing time on the left leg is shorter. Actually, you shouldn't say that the right side is longer. No, the left side is shorter. So he is not able to stand that long on the left side. So that's what makes it.
I think is he in your pocket?
Oh, sorry. I remember.
Okay.
You see what it is called?
That's good.
And when you see it now, you can see some can see it from the front, others can see it from the back side. What can you see? I think it's best to be called that due to a long-standing not being able to use the muscle, there's a muscle atrophy. So you don't see the joints covered by the normal muscles. But will this be then a dislocation?
No, it's
Well, there is some, if you feel it like this,
the ligaments are still there.
his ligament is still there.
Yeah.
But
But the muscle support, the deltoid support is not there.
There's no deltoid support. Here's the carpet humerus, but there is no really luxation.
No.
And there is a slight subluxation because you can normally you can put your finger in the space.
You
And
can
here
put it
on the left side, on the right side, you can also feel the carpet humerus. You can feel the processus coronarius, but you can't put your finger in between. So we call it the glenohumeral subluxation. because it's still hanging on the
What to
ligament.
take?
That one out?
Yeah.
T-shirt.
The thing.
Put it out. You can record.
You have to record it.
Because I'll never hear.
So that er is alleen nog helemaal zo te zeggen. Well, somebody might do some further explanation of the arm, because while walking I said the arm is flaccid, but is the arm really flaccid? So who is going to investigate the arm?
Sometimes when I'm lying here, and my arm is here, and I close my eyes and open, and I want to take my hand, I take it to my mate, and it's here, but it isn't. He is here.
It is there.
It's not the wrong
Perception
information.
is different.
The perception is different. That's the perception where the arm, where the hand is. Is there any tone in the hand? Are there reflexes? Who is going to investigate?
Look,
What is he doing now?
de toon is oppompen.
Dat weet ik, maar het was een andere vraag.
The question was to us. He was checking the muscle tone. Yeah?
He's asking you, I'm asking you, what happens now?
When you
Why
do
is
this-
not somebody going to feel? Because you have to feel, to move the arm, to see, to understand. Somebody needs...
Can you feel the joints maybe? He wants to feel the joints. The heaviness.
Let's first do the examination. Tell us what you feel.
Happy arms?
Telling me, I can't.
He can't move his arm himself.
Totally nothing.
Can you bend the fingers? Can you stretch them maybe?
No.
No.
Only with epilepsy everything moves.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
They told me, I don't know.
But what do you feel?
a happy arm.
A heavy arm. And what do you feel more? Is it...
There's no
There's no tone?
no resistance.
No? Is there no resistance? When I saw it, I saw some resistance in the fingers. The finger flexors, but...
The rest.
Generally, you see what's happening here? When I put this on, the thumb goes in. So there is
When
tone.
I do this,
There is
this
tone.
goes.
Feel it at the thumb.
Yeah.
Somebody feel it at the thumb? Ah, feel the thumb. There is tone. And now when you do this,
You see?
feel this arm, feel this arm. Do it again.
Wait a moment, I'll do it again, and then you can see. First
First
this,
opens the hand.
and now it's line, and now I do this.
Then somebody
Okay.
feel your hand, and if they feel
Okay.
the power, which is, which is
Yes.
this.
أعطيتك من صار.
Shall I do this?
Yeah. Good.
How is
Ah.
that possible?
Do it again.
That's the good question.
Yeah, the stroke
How is that possible? Because
this
you
one.
should
It's the
understand.
It's ridiculous
don't
reflex.
feel
It's,
anything.
both of them work.
That's it.
I don't know. It's like it's a spinal thing.
It's a kind of, you should look at in the spinal reflex pathways.
Yeah.
There's no,
So it doesn't go to the brain.
well, there might be some brain input as well. But normally in the in spinal reflexes, you have a disinhibition from central and an inhibition from peripheral. So when you are moving, when you make power on your right side, on the spinal level, there will come some signals to the alpha motor neuron
Go on.
the left side, and that portion is intact, and there is a lack of inhibition centrally. So that is a good explanation why when he squeezes the right hand, that the left hand is going to squeeze again as well. That was what you meant?
Yes.
So that's a part, that is a spinal reflex, which is not inhibited, which is normally, because normally the spinal reflex is inhibited by the sphenotonomicus.
No, I got it. My brains, they say my arm isn't cold, but no, I got my leg on this, and I sit my leg set, my brain, this is cold.
Okay.
Okay.
So you use
The wrong information.
The wrong information.
Yeah. So your brain kind of deceives you, but your other hands can feel very good.
Yes,
And foot also.
the right side.
Okay. Did you understand what I was explaining about why your arm
So
does...
I can't very good concentrate.
Okay, then, because I'm going to tell it again, because I think it's an important thing that you know how movement works. So, due to the stroke, there are no voluntary movements
From the
possible
brain.
in the arm. There are some voluntary movements possible in the leg, but there are no voluntary movements possible in the arm. That's because that from out of the brain there is no good control from cortical regions through the spinothalamicus to the left arm. But you saw there is movement in the left arm. Huh?
Which is the digits, like flexion.
Yes, the digital flexed, and the movement in the left arm is arriving because it is, we could also call it a
It's unconscious movement.
co-contraction. It's involuntary.
Involuntary.
It's not unconscious.
Ja, it's conscious. It's unconscious.
Als ik zo voelde.
Ja, moet ik er ook op?
Ja,
Nou, dan maak maar een foto.
everyone together.
So, but it's true that it's an involuntary movement. Although he can make this movement voluntary by squeezing the right arm. Yeah. So it's actually not involuntary. It's a kind of voluntary, but also when I call it right, I would call it a co-contraction. So he's making a contraction on the right side, and then same group or groups of muscles on the left side are also contracting. Yes? Okay. So I think for the time now we have to dress up again and go over to after the short break to the movement laboratory. Where?
No one let me help, that goes fast. Who will me help me by clothes, put on my clothes?
Easy? Yeah, sure, yeah, totally. Okay, linkerkant.
Yes, very good. First the left side.
And the hoofd. The right side. No, we can do the right side.
You can do the right side as well. Huh? The trick always with the one-sided paralysis is that always starts with that side which is that's what you do when you are helping someone, and that's also how you teach somebody to do it itself. And the most difficult things to do are buttons, zippers, because those are actually the things which you normally do both-handed, while almost every other thing of dressing you can do one-handed as well. No, put left arm more in the sleeve, higher up in the sleeve, otherwise you can. It's good you know this. How do you know it?
My mother.
Yeah, because this will be information you won't find it in study books. And when you know this, starting with the left side,
it's like caretaking.
it's like caretaking. And most time when somebody knows this, he will have a relative who has had this problem. So it's good that you know it and that you know how to do that, because then you will be able to give other people, when they are in a situation, and advise how to do it. Okay, shall we go over to the movements?
No, he helped me with the jacket.
He helps you with the jacket. Very good there.
هاني أول شيء أعطي اليد. اليد دخل يدك فيها دخل يدك فيها.
You should help him first with the arm.
Yeah.
Yes, put your arm in it, and then give him the hand, and then you can put your jacket over the arm. That's the most easy way to do. Very good. Leren ze nog eens wat, hè? Jullie weten dat allemaal.
Ja, betekent wat ik.
If you want to know how I do it by myself, you can see it on the side.
Dat die reflex terug in zijn ogen komt dat dan. Dat wisten wij niet.
Dat is heel erg dan.
Ja, was off.
Zie je maar die kaartjes op school aan.
Ja, ik heb die kaart af.
Ja, dus
Ja,
everyone
Als je
has
naar Polen dan
has a card,
gaat,
ja.
zeg ieder keer hetzelfde mail als we nu filmen. Ik ga een documentaire film maken.
Ah, wanneer gaan jullie dat doen?
Daar ben ik mee bezig.
Daar is hij mee bezig.
Oké, goed. Maar is het online? Je hebt ook een beetje filmen. En,
Ja,
gaan filmen.
er staan een aantal filmpjes op.
No, at the moment 46, but coming about 70, 80.
Oké, en hoe groot is de boek?
Nee, op de website.
Website.
Nee, het boek is ongeveer zo dik.
Oké.
My second book is about 300-400 pages.
Wow, 300 pages.
Als je
It's getting better.
What are also my emotions and what I'm thinking about other people and me. What is the, what do you say,
connection.
connection? How much?
Okay, but I have to conclude it now for you because we have to go to the second part, and which also is I have to go to some other patients now. Check with you later. I want to thank you already very much for what you've for your cooperation, what you've done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know it. We go over to the movement lab and see if we can have a cup of coffee in there. Okay?
Okay.
See you after the break.
Son, and then they got me.
Yeah.
Ja.
He will also be at the movement lab.
That was.
Hoe gaat het bij die uit?